Page 89, Peasant Dance, the last piece in the book. This piece has staccato everywhere, and the dynamics are important, and it is lively, which means fast, lively. You have to, again, picture people dancing, at a festival or something. I want to talk a little bit about the chords in the left hand. Now that first line, see, we're in the key of F. F has one flat, right, and a B flat. First line is a one chord for F. It's no big deal, right? But what is this chord in the second line? What is that about? I don't want to get into the theory on here, okay, because this is not one of the primary chords. Okay, this is a secondary chord. It's also a seventh chord. I won't get into all that right now. Just know that it is an F, a G, a B flat, and a D. So you spell the chord out, right, and you get it. So just know it's there. And on the third measure over, it's a B natural then. And then the last line back to the one chord. And the next line over here, it's that chord, and then that chord. You can use the 1, 3, 5 fingering on all of them, on the whole last line. Right. Just try and get all the notes down at the same time, each time. You have a rest in between every one of those, so you got time to position your hand where you want it. I don't understand their fingering in one spot, which is unusual. I usually understand fingering. Take a look at the last line in the right hand. They say the third finger's on the C. You're in G position. Why do you want a third finger on the C? Could be a mistake, I don't know. But I think the fourth finger on the C is just as good because it's already there. You don't have to, in this position, the fourth finger's on the C. Why not use it? And the next to the last measure, on the second C, they're suggesting the fifth finger. Because that puts you in F position so you can hit the thumb here, right? Again, I think it's unnecessary. You could just as easily play it with the fourth finger and just move the thumb down one key. To me, that's easier. So I would recommend staying in the G position that you've been in, using the fourth fingers on all those C's, every one of them, and then for the last one, you still just move the thumb. Now, this completes this book, all right? So you have a choice. You can go on to the next book if you're ready, if you feel you're ready. If you're struggling with these and you're hesitating and you're really not playing them up to par, and I would encourage you to go back through the book. You don't necessarily have to do the whole book, but go back to a point where you started to lose out, where you're not getting it, and start there and come through it again. You continue to do that until you get them all right? So let's say the first time you do it, you do the whole book, and you say, no, it's not quite ready to go on. So the next time you go back, but you don't go back all the way, you go back to a quarter of the way from the start. You're here, and you go through it, and you get to the end, and you say, well, that's better, but I'm still not quite there, so you go back through. This time you only have to go back through, say, the last half of the book. So each time you're getting, because the book gets more difficult as you go through. We call that a graded book. If you can find a graded anthology, an anthology is a collection of stuff, a collection of pieces. A graded anthology starts with the simple ones, and they gradually get more difficult until you get into some really advanced, very difficult stuff at the end. And I have several of these that I use, and I'll go through, and I have to pick the pieces at the level that I want to play at that time to do it, and it's nice. So in this, each time you go through, you're picking a different point. You don't have to do the whole book every single time, is what I'm saying. But I would encourage you not to go to the second book until you've got this, all right? Because it only gets worse. It only gets harder. So get this before you go on. Let's try this out together. It's in common time. I'll give us 4 counts, and we're going to go slow, all right? Slow, 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 slow. Starting out in F position. Not to stay there. The right hand, if you look on the second line, the right hand goes up into a G position. So you're moving up one key. Try and do it without looking at the keyboard. It's here. It's actually a G minor position. And then a G. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. 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 2, rest, 4. Now I am guessing this piece, I've never actually heard this piece. I'm guessing it would go something like this. Something like that. I didn't slow down at the end, but I think it goes something like that. To me, slowing down at the end of this is out of character. I mean, if you're doing something lively, you don't run out of steam at the end. You just all the way.